Hi, I'm Daniel Allen, a team member at Rooted. I actually got started working when I was 12 years old with my brother in his lawn care business, landscaping business. I don't really have a great way to describe it because we did a lot, but we got started in lawn care. It was one weekend, I think rain had slowed him down, and one of his larger accounts had to get done that Saturday, and he really needed extra help. So bring in the younger brother, and that Saturday started 12 years in us working together. Like I said, we did a lot more than grass though. We did roofs, we did fences, we did yard remodels. I often wonder how many leaves I've cleaned up in my lifetime, and I'm pretty sure that it is in the millions easily. Moved on from that 12 years later, so around 24, 25, I got started working in the trucking industry, being an escort driver. I was the person that had the orange flags and the yellow flashing light that was cutting people off to make sure that they don't get run over by 300,000 pounds of equipment. So that went on for about 2.5 or 3 years, and also somewhere in that time frame, I got started part-time at a church working in student ministry. So during my trucking career is when Chris started talking to me about working at Rooted, and I'd known Chris at that point for around 18, 19 years. So it was really, exciting to think about working with him and the rest of the team that he had at the time. And after a few months, decided to jump in on it, and for a little while I actually did both trucking and Rooted. I eventually worked out of trucking and full-time at Rooted, and now I'm going on 5.5 years. It'll be 6 years this October. So a lot of times people talk about getting into the IT consulting industry, and there's a lot that goes into it. So I'm going to give 2 pieces of advice on if you really want to be serious about this. These are 2 things that you should implement. First off, you need to hold yourself to a high standard. So I learned this, believe it or not, while cutting grass. My brother had a very high standard that he held us to for work that was going to have his name on it. It had to look good. And there's a lot of what we do in IT consulting that people don't see, and it's easy for us to get lax or sloppy in our work, but we need to have a high standard. So first bit, right, high standard. Second bit of information, second bit of advice would be to be interested and not interesting. And I learned this working the church life. As IT consultants, a lot of what we do is listening to customers, finding out what issues they're having, and then helping to come up with the solution to solve that issue. So if all we do is sit there and talk and don't take any time to be interested in what the customer has to say, we're not going to leave them in a good spot. So those are the 2 pieces of advice, 2 little nuggets: to be interested, not interesting, and to hold yourself to a high standard. So again, I'm Dan with Rooted. Thank you for your time.